Hey, so hey, we are going to play a game called Water Wars, right? It is just like war, right? Same rules, but the winner of that round gets to throw water in the opponent's face, and then whoever throws 5 cups of water first, then gets the dumped a picture on the loser's head.
Wow.
Or face, whatever you choose to do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty. I think it'll be pretty good.
That's simple enough. All right. Simple enough even for an Army guy.
Ah!
But hey, Davey, we're all about getting wet, right? So, all right.
Absolutely. All right. So the cards have all been shuffled by neither of us, so we do not touch the cards. So,
Sure.
Any questions before we start?
Now let's do this.
All right. Okay. So it's just one card, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Less. Okay. Okay. Ready?
You ready? 1, 2, 3, flip.
Ah!
I told you, baby. I'm all about getting wet.
All right. Yeah!
All right.
That felt good for you.
Yeah, oh good. Hey, it's very refreshing. All right.
All right.
1, 2, 3, flip.
Oh!
War.
So do we do this?
So we go
1, 2.
1, 2, 3, and flip. Oh!
Ah! There we go.
All right, that's good. That's good. For the next one?
Okay, ready?
All right, ready? All right, 1, 2, 3, flip.
Ah!
All right. Woohoo! So this one's mine.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, flip.
Ah!
All right. All right, 1, 2, 3, flip. All right, finally. All right, come on over here a little bit. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah.
All right.
That's mighty nice.
That did feel good on this hot day.
1, 2, 3, flip.
Oh, no!
All right, here we go.
All right.
2, 3, flip.
Oh, no!
All right, here we go.
Woo! Oh, that was cool when I felt that.
1, 2, 3, flip.
Yes!
Oh, right, the next one's a bucket. Oh, I don't know.
No.
No. Oh,
It's
bummer.
over. There we go.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was good. All right.
Here we go.
Good game.
Good game, good game.
What's up, everybody? I'm Pastor Shawn.
And I'm Lee.
Hey, and we're here to talk to you today about...
This is a big word.
It is
It's a big word.
It is a big word.
But don't let it scare you though, okay?
Yes, apologetics.
Ooh,
That's
apologetics.
yeah, that's a good word, right?
Yeah, but it sounds kind of scary though. What is this apologetics thing?
Yeah, apologetics basically is defending your faith, or what I like to say is telling people why you love Jesus and the evidence or the reasons to back that up. 1 Peter 3:15 says, if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. And I think for me, that makes it a little bit easier because I'm just telling somebody why I believe.
Yep.
Right. And so that's what we're going to talk about today.
Takes pressure off.
Absolutely.
There you go. Just lay it out. Yep. There you
Yeah.
go.
You know, sometimes you get asked questions and they can be difficult questions and you might not know the answer, and that's okay. It's okay if you don't know. I always recommend going and finding out the answer. But
Isn't that what they told us in the military? Right?
That is
Yep.
correct.
I don't know, but I'll find out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, Lee, have you ever been asked, or what is a question that you've been asked?
Probably the one that comes up the most, and probably the most recent one is, if God exists, why does He let evil and suffering happen?
Absolutely, that's a great question. Yeah, I've heard that question quite a few times.
Yes,
absolutely.
And it's kind of apropos for what we're dealing with right now too.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think it's very fitting for today.
Yeah. So how would you answer that question?
So that's a great question. So one of the things I learned as I was actually discussing this with students here about a year and a half ago. I was reminded that, first of all, because God loves us, He truly loves us, He didn't create us to where He's like a puppet master, where He controls us, right? If you can imagine having someone who is in such total control of your life that you don't have any freedom of choice or anything, that everything is totally controlled by you, like a remote control car or something.
You sound like a teenager right now.
I do. All right. Anyway, then that's not real love.
Right. Absolutely.
So because God loves us like He does, He allows freedom. He gives us freedom of choice and the freedom to make decisions in our lives,
Right.
and those decisions can either work out good for us or not good.
Right. Absolutely.
And so that's the case for the world, right? He loves everyone He created, and so He gives us that freedom because He wants us. He hopes that we will realize that we love, that He loves us, and that
Right.
it'll help us make better decisions.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we don't always.
Absolutely.
So.
It's just a reminder that we do live in a sinful world. And when
Right.
Adam sinned, we all inherited that sin, and that's in Romans chapter 5. It talks about that, and because of that, just like you said, free will. We have that choice, and we can choose to follow Jesus, or you can choose not to. And unfortunately, when you choose not to, you see the consequences of that, and you see a lot of evil in the world.
Yep, it reminds me in Romans 6:16, matter of fact,
Right.
it says, "Don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey?
Absolutely.
You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death.
Right.
Or you can choose to obey God, which leads to righteous living or right living, good
good.
living."
Absolutely. Yeah, free will. It's a blessing, and at the same time, because you get to choose, it's
It can bite you.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's also important to understand that God does care. He is involved in our lives, and He's sovereign, right? And we need to remember that because He loves us so much, just like Lee said, that He gives us that choice. It'd be interesting to see what the world would be like if there was no choice, right? And I don't think that that's what God wanted, or that would have happened. So I think
Right.
it's important to remember that God is caring, He's loving, and He is sovereign, and unfortunately there is evil in the world.
Right. And with that also comes the question, why then does God allow bad things to happen to us, even if it's not from our own choosing,
Sure.
but something happens to us? And sometimes it's hard for us, I know, with our limited vision, so to speak, to understand why something may happen to us.
Right.
But even though it may look just like a terrible thing, there is a purpose,
Sure.
and it can benefit, and we
Right.
just may not be able to see that. I think of an example we had a year and a half or a couple of years ago
Right.
with one of our students who shared back in high school, she had been diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
Bad. Stage 4, was not expected to live.
Right.
And it was a real battle for her to understand why me, who's so young and so healthy, why am I going through this?
Right.
And but she shared with us that through that whole process, and it was a long time process of all those treatments and that, but she shared how in the end she realized God really revealed to her that He had a plan for her,
Right.
and a part of it was going through that because she was going to be able to touch lives and have an impact on others by going through that experience. And she has touched lives and been an encouragement to others who were facing
Amen.
similar battles.
Right, absolutely, because she beat cancer, and that's a huge thing that
Right.
God brought her
Exactly.
through. So that's great, because I think sometimes, it's easy to get trapped in the thoughts of why are these bad things happening to good people, and we do need to remember that there is a purpose, that we are walking through something, and God really can use that. And I think when we think like that, it helps us put that into perspective.
Sure, exactly.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. Well, there you go. There is the answer to that question. And we will be doing this for the next several weeks. We're going to bring one of the tough questions that we get asked now. And if you have a question that you've been asked and you struggle with yourself, because maybe there are some things out there that make you doubt Jesus, let us know, because we would love to talk about the questions that you have. So
Please do. You can use the comments on YouTube or Facebook, or text or call us.
Absolutely.
Marco Polo, whatever, any of those resources you have, please do let us know, and we'd love to follow up with you.
absolutely. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. God bless.
Take care.
All right. Bye, guys.